Hello, hello. How is everybody doing tonight? Hey, Cassie, you. Hey, TMB Monkey Man. How y'all doing tonight? Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Well, I ain't gonna waste no whole bunch of time getting right to it. Thank you all for coming over here. Joining Life with Tashana over here where we the high class gardeners. We grow food over here, but we don't touch no worms and we don't spray that crazy stuff on any of our food that we growing. And if you ain't growing nothing, grow something because you gonna need it sooner or later. So this morning I got up ready to go and get this draining situation that I'm going through over with in court. And I get there to court, and today is the first time that I had to wait for an hour before we went to see the judge. Well, I walk into that courtroom, and I'm the only one that's there in the courtroom. She did not show up for court today. So the judge just talked to me. And as we go down this story, I'm explaining to him the situation that's been going on between me and this girl. We go down the line and the judge says that he has sympathy for what I'm going through and everything. But basically what the judge explained to me, and not in these words, but in my words of what I heard when he said it to me. There has to be two situations where she has struck me and I did not defend myself. So I pretty much know there's not a chance in hell because anybody who hit me, I'm gonna hit them back. So to me, it just seems like he was saying that the only way that I could make this stick is if I didn't defend myself in these times. So he advised, and at the end of that, nothing happened. He just asked me to go back downstairs and file the next step of the process. And I understand that y'all done seen the gist of everything that's happening, but when stuff like this happens, it's more stuff than just what you seeing right here on the screen. There's a whole bunch of other things that's going on in the background. And being that my son was here on my property, well, when you know that he's not there to take care of things like he has animals and stuff like that, everything that was his is now becomes me and my husband's responsibility. Whatever he was paying, that's now our responsibility again. Yeah, and everything else that go along with it. So yes, I left the court today with no resolution. So the next step is to go and start an eviction process. Yes, damn it, Cassie. I was hoping that today would be it and it will be done and over with, but that's not what happened. And this situation is so draining. When I came home today is the first time I came home and went to sleep in the daytime like I did coming from court. And the judge asked me to go and start the next step right out of court today. I didn't even feel like going back down there to fill out that package of paperwork. So I'll probably end up doing that like sometime at the end of this week or the beginning of next week or whatever. And to be truthful with you, I don't even know what I'm going to do at this point. I'm thoroughly irritated. Um, she hasn't been here since Thanksgiving, thankfully. Um, so I don't know. This process is just very, very draining. So it's a never ending saga. Definitely start that eviction process. Yes. I gotta start it, but I just feel like today is just like I didn't have the energy, the head space, no nothing to be going and do that. I didn't have the right attitude. I mean, when the judge said that, a million questions came up in my mind, but I also felt like if I had started asking those questions, um, maybe it would not have been in my best interest to be asking the judge because I was irritated. So, what I do take out of it so far is that at least I'm making the paper trail. I got document, 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 document. I don't know how many times I can say that. But because I've never been down this road before and doing anything the way that I'm doing it this time, I just I ain't feeling it, to be honest with you. I'm not feeling this process. But I'm gonna stick it out. I'm just happy your son ain't show up. I'm just happy your son ain't show up though. You was ready to sell the property. And I, at one point it was like taking them so long in the courtroom, and I was like, they going out in the hall calling her name and everything. I was like, well, is somebody coming in here in handcuffs? Because the cops did say that they was filing criminal charges against her. So I didn't know whether she had been arrested already, whether a warrant had been put out for her or whatever. You know, I didn't know what was going to happen. But then to be sitting there in that empty courtroom, yeah, nothing ain't happened. Yes, Cassie, I was waiting to hit them jingle bells coming there. And if the jingle bells would have came in there, honey, call the real estate people. I can see some of my B queens down to drag her tail out of there. um, yeah, I don't know, and then seeing her on that Thursday, it also gave me an opportunity to see with each time something happens between us, I can always see that I learn something different about her every time. And after I keep replaying the part where I realized when my son was here, there was a lot of energy behind coming towards me. But then this time, Thursday, when it happened, and I was just merely standing in her face, I can see that something different was happening. It ain't the same energy or no nothing. It's like she's there and she's saying something to you, but her words ain't matching what you see on her face, if that makes sense. And I know in the moment when things happen, is like I could be way, way up here and be like, I don't have any sympathy. I don't care. Like I feel like I want to hurt her in the moment or whatever. But then I don't know how I keep ending back up in this place where it's like I can keep seeing something else. Like I don't want to see it. I ain't looking for it. I don't know. I guess I'm trying to make up an excuse for having a heart. I don't know. I didn't ask to go see the Wiz. Yeah, do it the legal way. I'm sure trying. I've never did it this way before. And what I can tell you is doing this way, it is frustrating. Very frustrating. Jesus Christ. And the frustrating part is, I've never had somebody in your property, in your house. I don't care whether I owned it, whether I was renting or whatever. It's like, when you ask somebody to leave your residence, or you don't want to deal with them, if I'm at somebody's house and we get into it or whatever, I'm not trying to stay at that person's house. It's like, let me go and move about, because this is their space. I've never in my life been in a situation where you have to stand and take this. So it's requiring a different kind of patience for me. And I just want it to be over with. It's the God in you letting her make it. Oh, TMB, you gotta know it. it's definitely the God in me, because my flesh my flesh want to be all over her. But then again, like my spirit, man, I don't want to be fighting with nobody. I don't want to be arguing with nobody. It's just not where I am in my life. I don't like fighting and arguing with people. Never have. And I don't think I ever will. I like living in peace. You need to keep focused. Cassie, I'm definitely trying to stay focused. Even this right here, where I am on YouTube, this is not where I expected to be at. Even talking about anything like this. But it's where I am right now. So that's for sure, Cassie, is I'm not Mother Teresa. And hopefully that I'm not portraying that to everybody. I'm just trying to show, like, there's a process of going through stuff. I don't necessarily know how my process is going to turn out, but I know it's my process. So, and I don't know what anybody else going through this situation, but I'm just here and I'm going to show the process that I'm in right now at this time. You have a heart, but you can't give it to everyone who ain't deserving of it. Absolutely. YouTube is a good venting place. It can be a good venting place if you don't let all of the outside noises get inside your head. If you understand that. If you can, like Cassie said, if I could just stay focused on what it is that I'm doing and drown everything else out, I'll be good. Hello, Miss Testimony. How you doing tonight? If you don't start that eviction process tomorrow, not next week, but tomorrow, you will regret not doing it sooner when she tries to run up on you again. It's clearly a reoccurring situation. Yep, I hear you, Cassie. I'm not taking anything for granted that you're saying, but I just feel like I'm tired. I am drained. Today made 5 times. I probably haven't told you all, but 5 times running back and forth to court, going through that process, spending 2 and 3 hours there, plus on top of everything else that I have to do and everything. It is a process. So, you know, we will see. we shall see what is going to happen. So, um, yeah, I don't even know what all I have to do. I just, I have to go there and just go and find out the paperwork. I have a friend or whatever that I can talk to about, what all it is that I have to go through. I actually talked to that friend today, but I did not have the energy to sit and take notes of all what I need to do and everything. Just not today. So Cassie, I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but I hear you. I hear you. I'm not just gonna let it slide by. It's exhausting mentally and physically. Yes, it definitely is. So, I don't know what I'm gonna say because, all of the other things that I thought I had everything in place or whatever. The last thing I thought the judge was gonna tell me is that um I gotta be standing still and let somebody swing and bang on me in order for me to get this injunction. It doesn't even have to be that somebody can be running up on you on the property that you own and, you know, do whatever. So I'm gonna just have to go about my process, and like I said, every time something come up, hit that camera button, go live, and keep on recording everything that I got going on. So where we going from here? I have no clue. But when I go and do the next part of the process, then um I'll let y'all know what's the next part of it. You beat me to my question. At this point, is it digital or physical paperwork? Because I'll fill it out for you. I don't even know. I don't even know what it is that I have to, because the judge asked me today would I go downstairs and fill out some other papers. But I don't know, if you done been to court and you feel like you bought all of your evidence with you. You bought all of your, everything that you need to bring with you, only to find out that everything you bought with you ain't gonna help you out. Basically, it's a very frustrating process. And then them telling you the next thing that you need to do. Not necessarily, and I'm not saying that any of the things that he told me to do was wrong things to do. I've never been through this process before. So for me, this is frustrating. So it was just like, I feel like if I had went to go and fill that paperwork out, I probably wouldn't have did it the way I was supposed to do it. I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. That's all I can say. um. Okay, spiritual. Shoot, I wish I could hop on the computer for and just do it. And I know, and I am gonna do it. I'm not coming on here like dragging anybody, but like I said, this is my first time ever doing the process this way. I've never been taught. I've learned from other people that there is different ways of handling things. When you grow up and you think the way that things are handled on the street is the way things should be handled. But when you have kids and you have other things going for yourself, you have to think differently. So all at the same time, I'm learning all of that stuff at the same time. I never went through a process like this before. Whatever you do, try not to bring it with you into 2024. You don't need that toxic energy near slash with you. I know that's right. Hopefully this will be over with. It's like yeah. Cassie, I see myself straightening out this situation and having it done before definitely before January get here. I definitely did. I mean, this year 2023 and 22, I can tell y'all 1,000 stories in just them 2 years alone that I haven't even, I barely touched on one of the other situations that I was going through very briefly, but I didn't go into it. It was more like asking myself, would I do it again? And I'm almost sure I would, that if somebody else in my family got sick, I'm always the one to jump up and run and do those things. Not necessarily saying that I'm supposed to, but it's what I do. So I'm definitely going to try to have this part done and over with before the end of this year, so that I don't have to take this in. Law lingo and process is most definitely different from our everyday tongue. Yes, it definitely is. And it's like, too, something else that because everything that I go through, I mean, it's like something else that's mentally draining is that when this stuff happened, I don't know about other people. When I go through situations, whatever happened yesterday, it's like an analyzing thing that go on me. In my mind, it's like I play it over and over and over again, like reanalyzing what I just went through. And it's like I'm picking through it with a fine tooth comb to make sure, like, did you do everything right? And not saying that I'm perfect at all, but that's how I just go down the line of everything, playing it over and over again. Like, yeah. So I done combed through everything with a fine tooth comb. But what I was talking about was when the police was here. When the police was here the night that my son got arrested, I'm looking at certain things that was happening. But on the inside of me, I'm angry about those things that are happening. But also, too, at the same time that I can see is where I see one thing in the moment, there's other things happening besides what I think is happening. So, like, for instance, when she's down the road and she's calling my son to come and talk to her, or when they put him in the car, she wanted to go and talk to him in the car. And I was like, it doesn't make sense that she said that he's the one did all of these things to her, and now she want to stand there and talk to him, and then they got to pull her off of the window, off of the car, and all of that stuff. And as I sit back and I start to analyze those things, and I can see the officer is like saying to me, just let it play out, and you just remain calm. Cooler heads prevail, that's what he kept saying. And so I'm kind of looking at it, but then my mind is not thinking in the moment that, oh, these body cameras catching catching everything, the way that she moving, the way she doing things and all of that. So, just to go back and know that in the moment that this situation is absolutely crazy. And again, too, this was his second this is second year in a row being in jail on Thanksgiving. And to be honest with you, that's not my I don't even know how to say it no better way, but like I ain't even tripping about that right there. Like, because before all of this stuff happened, I had a conversation with him and I told him that all of these things could happen. He still went about it and did it the same way. And I ain't knocking him for it, because certain situations I done been in, people done told me to do things a certain way and I didn't do them that way and they didn't work out good for me. So I give him the same respect for that. He didn't do it because he didn't want to do it, and now he where he is. But yeah, just paying attention to some of these things. Okay, say there's different ways of handling things, but when a dusty 20-year-old trying to fight, all bets are off. Um, Absolutely. And then I'll be looking at it and I'm thinking, yeah, I don't want any of I see a lot of people be like saying are there other people around that can handle they lightweight. Yeah, but I have people who can do that. But the same way that they have things going on for themselves, I wouldn't want them to lower themselves to to um to even have to deal with anything like this and then lose what they have going on. So, you know, I now if the situation presented itself and then somebody wanted to act crazy, in front of one of mine like that's then whatever happens, happens. But no, I wouldn't. I always tell all of my kids and stuff like, to the best of your ability, just stay out of it. Don't even worry about it. You you sound like my mom, always trying to help everyone, but when you need help, it's child casting. And that's what to me, that's what it always been like. It's quiet. You don't hear nothing. Everybody else. And then the thing is too, you can't even really feel bad about it because I'm pretty sure if your mom kind of like me, nobody don't have to call on her when there's help needed. Nobody. It's like she can hear about it and she show up and she right there. That's me. A lot of situations that I done been in and got treated like dirt. Ain't nobody asked me to help. Ain't nobody asked me to do it. I showed up. I was there. Did it to the end. Dog to the end. But it's when it's me, it's quiet. Hey, Shalissa. um, I told myself I would never be like that. I'm putting myself first. And Cassie, I hopefully you able to stand in that. I hope you do because um we all a product of our environment. So I hope you watching your mama taught you to have a beautiful balance. Not go one way, but see, my whole life, everything around me always taught me that everybody else was more important than me. So that's where my dilemmas come from. So little bit by little bit, I'm making those steps to consider me more, but it ain't easy. It's worth the money doing it right instead of paying to get out of jail. I'm trying to tell you. I am trying to tell you it's better to do it the right way. It's frustrating because you can't I don't know. It just I guess when you've been doing it for so long and I guess there's a certain burst of energy that you let go when you handle it like in the street way, I guess. um and it seems like there's a resolution to it, but really is there a resolution to it when you handle it that way? But when that's the way that you are used to doing it and then you go to this right here and yeah, it's different. So this is my process. And I'm gonna make it one way or the other. I don't know if it's gonna look like anybody else's on, but it's already been one hell of a roller coaster ride. Facts, nobody. I told her to stop volunteering herself. And somebody asked me before I jump out and like do these things, there's some things that I've done before. I have never ever left my kids to go and help anybody. Never in my life. I have never spent more than 3 days away from my children in their whole entire life. When I've jumped up before to go and leave my husband and my children for 3 months, um, and nobody asked me to, but jump heading in, head over heels, and just jump right in. No thought, nobody asked. And somebody asked me, well, did you talk to your kids or anything before you went and did that, how that was going to make them feel? I didn't. I did not. And it just got to a certain point to even where I didn't even know where it was going to end. Had my husband not stepped in and said, this is done. I don't care what it is you got to do, but this is your last week staying here. It's time for you to come home. So, even I don't know how to take my help back when I give it. So I was just saying to you, Cassie, hopefully being that it was in that situation and you watched your mom do it, that's a class all on its own, because usually that's where we learn those things from. Y'all ain't Salvation Army, LOL. They will find the help. Just sit back and watch sometimes and stop raising your hand. Amen to that. I take that, Cassie. I take it. Take your power back. Consider you're all you got, and your solid gold be valuable, love. Thank you, Lavera. Thank you, Lavera Johnson. Sending you God hugs. Good night. Thank you so much for coming through. Save yourself. Choose God. I'm late. My thumbs are bug for. Sorry if my love, brother, you just. Oh no, it absolutely does that. It does not bother you. Thank you. Thank you for coming through, and I appreciate that. Hi, Michelle. I will be praying for things to work out in your favor swiftly. Karma is something else. It might not happen directly to her, but someone she is close to will feel it. Yeah, I don't, even with that, it's like, I'm somewhere always in the middle, because yes, she is who she is and she doing the things that she doing, but she's also my grandson's mother. And sometimes I feel like I'd be like the only fool out there on the limb caring. And I think it's that way because I've watched it happen so many times. Yes, go ahead and get rid of them or whatever. I still know the results of when kids don't have their parents. I also heard somebody say sometimes they don't need to be there. That is absolutely true. It still doesn't take away that I know what not having a parent does to children. So, and I think at this time in my life, I ain't never put so much thought into a process that I'm going through. Just like even at nighttime, like my mind does not want to shut off. I want to know the solution to this problem. I want it done, and I want it over with. And not knowing what that is another frustration. Going to sleep at nighttime. She hasn't been here since Thanksgiving. But to know that she still has access, it's like, and no, it's like if a person that you got a problem with has access to your property, of course you want to know every time they enter, every time they leave. You watching every move that they make, So that's it's almost like having a security breach. So, I mean, every emotion that you could think of that I'm going through, yeah, I'm going through it. So, I'm just ready for it to be done already. So, but yeah, that was the gist of what happened today. I didn't even know if I was gonna have the put the energy even into coming and updating today, because I thought that I would come home and come home and give an update as soon as I got home or whatever, and it's just like, we still here. But it's not your son. If she can't understand your basic rules, she definitely not going it's moving. She definitely not going to understand how you really only dealing with her because of your grandson. That's true. And really, all of these things that I'm saying to you all, I'm not saying anything to her. I'm not giving it like one way or the other. I'm going with whatever is right there in front of my face at this time. What I'm doing on here is I'm only talking through like my process, like what am I thinking? What am I doing? Regardless of how other people feel about it, it's still like my thought process. And to hear people give feedback to it, see the feedback that people giving on to it is amazing too, because I got people that's right here by me that's some of the very same things that you all are saying to me on here are some of the very same things that everybody else is telling me to. So I really appreciate and sometimes when you hearing it, confirmation is everything. She's definitely not. I understand, been there. It amazes me how the ones that hurt you sometimes need you more, and your heart might become hardened to helping. Ain't nothing worth your peace. Ooh, Michelle Francis, honey, you show, because with this girl, I don't know if you've been in here before, but I have been through some things that I haven't got to talk on yet on here, but I've been through some things mentally. So when I see her, I can definitely see some of the things that I went through, and regardless of what y'all hear me on here saying, and in the moment that I'm in it, because I have been there, I'm not knocking her at that moment. I'm frustrated. And I know for a fact that when I was going through mentally, I frustrated some people. I definitely know that. Um so yeah, this is one, and it's almost like she can cuss me out in one breath and go crazy. But this is the same girl that would turn around tomorrow if I allowed it. And she'll call me mama. It's like I don't even know if the girl know what my real name is. She called me mama from the first time she met me. I don't even know if she know what my name is. And she loved to tell me that I'm the only thing that she has. But I don't even have a relationship with her. I don't really even know her. Maybe the way that I speak to her, like I speak to my girls or whatever, is something that she never, like things that she do. Like if I see my daughters doing something, um, I would say something to them about the things to do. It's almost as like she ain't never had nobody care about like the way that she do things or whatever. So it's like, and I wouldn't say that she ain't never came and apologized to me, because she's came and apologized almost for everything that she done. But when you see somebody that keeps apologizing for the things that they do, and they think that oh, all I need to do is just go and apologize about it and she'll be okay with it. That's kind of what I get. So now, if she does something and she come back, I just automatically tell her, I don't want to hear an apology. Cuz I done heard about 4 or 5 apologies from her at this point. And I've only had like 6 or 7, and I wouldn't even, okay, if you can say talking to somebody probably about a good 5 or 10 minutes, I probably had 5 or 10, 5 to 10 conversations that probably lasted 5 minutes with her. The longest me and her ever talked before um was an hour one time. And she was going through something that day. But other than that, it's like I don't really know. And I don't think she ever had somebody like to check her for her behavior and the way she speak to people. And yeah, I told y'all my thought process be all over the place. I can be mad with her 1 second. I can be, my heart goes out to her another second. Yeah, other times I don't want to see her ever again in life. you know, I'm all over the place with it. So I don't know. Um just let them be and file that eviction process at the end of the week. Okay, Cassie, thanks for sharing with us. You're welcome. Hey, Dorian. Um, peace and blessings to the mod in the chat. Yes, thank you for thanks to my mods and everybody in the chat and everything. She was in need of nurturing. I That's one of my things, and I think one of my problems is knowing her process, knowing some of the things that, and she's been through some horrific things. Not that she shared with me, but from other places that I've learned. But yeah, I don't know. I just it's crazy for me. It's called mental illness, cuckoo bird. Okay, Cassie. Yeah, you're the only thing she has as long as she gets what she wants. Now I can. Now that's one thing I know. And how you doing tonight, Miss Monet Stewart? Good to see you. Or when she's ready to deal with whatever. Yeah, I see. And that's one thing is like I can see through the apologies and stuff now, and it's like, nope, I don't believe, because you come right back and do the same thing over and over again, and I can't be the one that keep on doing that. So, going through something with my daughter's baby father, and he has mentioned how his family doesn't look out for him, but he still can't let his behavior change like it should. Hey, Queen. Hey, Angela. How are you doing tonight? I'm, um, yeah. I'm on a roller coaster ride. So I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna be tomorrow, but hopefully, with me, instead of me holding it on the inside and just letting it fester, and me talking about it, um, maybe I can keep my energy level down here instead of going through the roof um every time. And when I automatically see her, it does not automatically bring up like I want to jump on her every time I see her. I don't. It's almost like it's like any one of your children. If one of your children step to you and then they start raising their voices, something like comes up in you, and it's like you match. I believe in matching the energy. So with her, it's like whatever energy that she's bringing is like I'm right there with you. Like if you going up here, then I'm gonna have to meet you up there, especially when you hear um standing in my space. I would love to keep it right here with and have conversations with her because I'm still in a place where I can still conversate with her. Do I want her to be here? Absolutely not. I don't want them. I want them to have their own experience, go out there and get their own place and live happily ever after is what I absolutely want. So, like I said, Cassie, sometime this week or the beginning of next week, I will be back at the courthouse to do what I need to do. I hope the judge says she has to go. Um, during yeah, we're gonna wait till the video over so you can go back and see what the judge had to say to us today. But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Hopefully, last night was the worst. It was like one of those nights of sleep where when I come on here and I'm crying and I'm telling y'all one of those stories about in the past or whatever, something that happened in my childhood. It wasn't the crying or anything, but last night was a restless night. So I'm just like, and I've been having a couple of nights like that. So that's also playing into my mentally being tired. And yeah. So I'm hoping, and I'm not just hoping, I'm claiming tonight that I'm going to have peaceful, peaceful sleep. And the process is real, and you will be fine. Stay with knowing yourself and knowing God. I'm very excited for you. Thank you, Miss Monet. You just don't even know. I look into the comments and you like right on point with some of the things that you be saying, and I be needing to hear them right when you said. And I've heard all the other things that you said, and I took it. Believe me, I'm working on those things too. You've also mentioned to me in the comments. And we'll just keep it right there. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about, that you mentioned that I should be looking to do this week. Forget next week. Okay, Cassie. All right, Cassie. Now you're gonna be ringing in my head all the way. Well, today is just Monday, so I don't know why I'm saying next week or whatever. It's just today is like I was frustrated. So yeah, before this week is over with. Now I'm saying it. So now we ain't gonna be saying next week sometime. Claim it in the name of Jesus. I absolutely, and I love the stuff that y'all writing in here, because when I'm saying it as if I would be saying it to somebody else. All of these are things that I always be saying to myself. And whenever I say stuff to somebody else like that, I always say it to them. And when they say thank you, I always say, um, you don't have to thank me, because when I'm saying it to you, you never know what situation that I'm gonna be in, and you might have to give the same thing back to me that I just gave to you. So just put it on the shelf, and I'm glad I could say it to you to help remind you where you are right now and where you're gonna be later on. But I be needing the encouragement, even though I won't say it to anybody, that what I need, you're never going to look for a person that has not had their needs met um by people. Let's say that, because I can't say I didn't have my needs met, because I'm here. I'm still alive today. But if you've never been able to depend on people to get your needs met, I ain't her. I ain't a person that I'm gonna come and ask anybody for anything. Not even a prayer. And that's crazy. The more I think about how I do it, I wouldn't wish it on nobody else, but it's what I'm used to doing. Today is only Monday, no next week. Um, yeah. um, but yeah, I'm not gonna ask for anything, but I absolutely let me make this my first time and say, since I never do ask for anything, what I'm gonna ask is that those of you that are praying people, what I will ask for is put my name in your prayers. Just for me a little bit of strength and to ride the process out. And I think I'll be good with that. Um, you'll be doing cartwheels out that courthouse once you file those paperwork. And I think I will. I just think that today was just so overwhelming because I thought I'd done everything that I needed to do. So I didn't feel like going through with any more of the process. But for those of you all, and I know I'm coming on here and I'm talking to you all about what I have shared with you all, but when I tell you that there is mountains of things that's going on behind the scenes. Um, and I think I have to live on YouTube to be able to even catch up with any of those things. But yeah, just keep me in your prayers as I go on this up and down roller coaster. And y'all see all these these different these different places, these highs and lows, and me trying to get back into my garden like I was. Ah, but everything out there is the things that I do have going. Those things look amazing, but right now it's just like I feel like all of my garden stuff should be popping and stuff. Boom, boom, boom everywhere. Like I should have stuff everywhere. Uh, but this process and a whole lot of other things that I got going on is throwing my process of the way that I do things. And I know I ain't gonna stay there, but gee whiz. Yeah. Thank y'all so much. Sending you love always. We're here to support you and listen at any time. Again, I thank you all for being here to listen to me. I didn't even think I'd be on here this long tonight. And one of these days I'm gonna come on here and my face gonna stay completely dry. um and I'm trying to get out of the habit of apologizing for crying. um I get irritated with myself sometimes when the tears start to well up. But it is what it is. But all right, y'all. I thank you all for joining me tonight and supporting me, for all your prayers and everything. And hopefully the next time that I come back on here, it'll be back on here to share something probably another story from a blast from the past or something. I don't know. I don't know what God gonna allow to come up next. So, you know, but I'll be back on here whenever the next. Love you too, sister. I appreciate y'all again. I don't know how many times, how many different ways that I can say it to y'all. I honestly appreciate you all. And you all, if y'all see me going out I don't mind people telling me when I'm not doing the right thing. I may not always jump up and down about doing the right things. I can actually be sometimes a little bit ignorant when I'm in a moment and I want to do something that I want to do. I can have a temper tantrum too, and I don't mind people telling me um the right thing to do. I think we all in a situation where we need to be able to hear each other out. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. So, my neighbors out here, they shoot whenever they get ready to. So, um, and whatever processes that we go through, we all at some point need somebody to give us an encouraging word, or, you know, um, help each other get through it instead of knock each other down. So hopefully that's what we create over here, our own little area where we can talk things through, work them through. Even when we feel the worst of the worst. But I want it to be a safe place for, us to I'm sorry, Cassie. Even sometimes I talk when talking to my sister that's a debilitary, it scare me. And I always just give her a courtesy warning because PTSD is very, very it's very serious. So um I always try to give like a courtesy warning, but we out here and this is everybody out here got you can shoot on your property. So at any time you could be in this live or whatever, and it is very normal to hear that. So I apologize to anybody that's military that has PTSD, that if you ever listening to one of my lives and you hear that, I want to apologize um right from the beginning about that. So again, I don't want to drag this out that much longer, but again, I'm going to say it one more time, and I know y'all probably don't understand how very appreciative I am for you coming through to support me, even to sit here and talk with me through this. I appreciate it. Found you on Thanksgiving Day. Oh my gosh. Black Passion, I'm sorry that you found me on Thanksgiving Day, but I'm glad you found me on that day. Because there's so many other things to me besides what happened on Thanksgiving Day, but um I appreciate you for being here though. Cassie, you have a good night too, and thank you for always being here. All right, you all, this is where I'm going to say good night. Over here, we are the high class gardeners. Well, I ain't been showing a whole lot of food because of the foolishness that been going on in my life. But over here, we grow food, but we don't touch no worms and no bugs, which qualifies us as high class gardeners. My husband handle the bugs and stuff. And no, we don't spray that nasty stuff that kill the bugs and stuff on your flowers and all of that. No, we don't do none of that over here. But if you're not growing anything, the next time you go to the grocery store, get something from over there in the fresh vegetable section, and get the seeds from out of that and try and grow it. You don't have to be a professional at it. Just try to grow something, because all you got to do is look at the things that's happening in this world today. Even if it's something you don't like, let it be something that you can trade with somebody. Bartering. It doesn't always have to be about money. But whatever it is that you do, Store up you some food. If it's some rice or some noodles or something, put your food away. All right, you all, you have a good night, and I thank you again for being here with Life with Tashana. You all have a good night.